Hello everyone. Today I'm excited to take you through a story, one that many teams are through living right now. It's all about evolving from DevOps practices into a true platform engineering mindset. So this talk is gonna be on around from DevOps to platformers, a unified evolutionary journey. I'm damn sure. In past years or things how the things are moving because of AI, you must have this particular doubt. What is platform engineering? How this is helpful because if DevOps is already there. So this talk will gonna give you a lot of insights about that. Why platforms is important. What is basically there as a cracks in DevOps and more stuff. So before jumping to that, let me introduce myself. I am Aditya Soni. Currently, I am working as DevOps Engineer 2 at Forrester. Before this, I was working at Red Hat. I am one of CNCF ambassador, speaker, mentor, and I have been leading communities for AWS CNCF around the world. And above that, I have done some certifications. In this talk, we're gonna discuss about where DevOps has brought us. Okay, how the things are moving from DevOps, what are the cracks in the foundation, why platforms are important. You will be going through like how DevOps versus platform engineering and the mindset shift that's actually we are having because of the platform engineering. Then we're gonna go through with some evolutionary stages. Let's say today you are starting your platform engineering journey, so how things can move forward for you. Some of the lessons that has been learned by us and that can help you to when you are building the platforms, some of the pitfalls that you can avoid, and you can choose the platform as the enablers. So where DevOps has brought us. So if you see this, DevOps has promised the collaboration between the development and operations teams in many of the organization. But when it comes to DevOps, it do have a lot of there are a lot of pitfalls that you might be seeing in, because there's an ops team that is stretching too thin. Okay, and you will see a lot of sprawl leads that going throughout the your infrastructure, and when you're getting a lot of requests, your queue might go a lot of the tickets. Okay, so if you see the cracks in the foundations, that's because of DevOps that we have seen is like maybe the cognitive load on developers. There are some platform inconsistency that's actually going is there on the platforms, and maybe you will see like you are reinventing the same infra pattern repeatedly, and that's not at all a good practice. Why platforms? Because if DevOps is already there, it's working fine from the years, but why platforms? Okay, but if you see the hype, the how the basically researchers, gartners, and a lot of things are like moving towards like the platform. So by 2026, 80% of the large software will be gone through the platform engineering teams. Okay, so everyone is just moving around that, and that's how things are moving for them. If you see why platforms, so basically it's not like when you say platforms so you are just leaving DevOps. It's not like that. Okay, so it's more of, you can say, you are just creating, or maybe you are just increasing the productivity of your developers. Okay, and that's the main reason like you are mostly focusing on the platforms. It's not about the ops guy, it's not about the DevOps guy, but it's more focused on the product. It's more focused on how you're actually, how you're thinking throughout the product. Okay, so if I show you more on this, so how platform actually helps you that. So basically you get an IDP. You must have heard the word internal developer platform. So that's where from you will be getting all of the paths to go inside your platform and do the stuff. Okay, so you will be having a lot of reusable golden paths, standardization. You can use some extract for your infra complexity and more. If you see what are the main differences that's coming actually from the like when you're moving from DevOps to platforms, so platform engineering actually shifting you from the automating task to building the products. Okay, so you don't have too much focus upon how you will be automating particular task, but your focus should be about what the client actually problem is and how that can be resolved, and the problem statement can be delivered within some hours. Okay, I'm not talking about days, it's just hours. And if you see like it's having some abstraction, so you have your teams, you have your DevOps team, might be you have your platform engineering team, there's a SRE team are there, but when it comes to responsibilities, those actually divided in between those. Okay, so if you see here, like platform engineers only look forward towards the scalability of the cloud infra, application lifecycle management, containerization, or service orchestration. Okay, but when it comes to DevOps and SRE teams, those are like or maybe you can take it like this. So there's a developer team that actually working you as the stakeholders. They are creating some issue, they are creating some tickets for you, like they need this pipeline, they need this particular infra for them. At the same time, with the help of platform engineering, what you can do, you can create a simple IDP from them, maybe with the help of backstage or something like that. And from that, the request will pass through the backend team, or I would say the platforms, and the platform will create the whole infra for them. It's not about like how the DevOps team will be evolving there. Okay, so that's how easy it is, and that's how it's creating the impact. And if I talk you more about this, so it's more about the mindset shift actually, because in DevOps the mindset was like the whole mindset was like to basically merge both of the team, because there's a dev team, there's the ops team, and they should work together, and that's how the mindset actually for the DevOps. But if you see about the platform, so the mindset actually work for instead of we are looking for service delivery, now we are more on the product thinking. So if there's an idea, we have to focus on how that particular idea can be delivered within days, within hours. Okay, it's not about how complex the infra should be, how things should be moving. Okay, developers can actually interact with the infra stuff, and they can ask, they can get the basically all of the requested infra in just minutes with the help of a particular UI that's we are talking about. Okay, so the mindset is like, so basically treating the internal platform as a products. So whatever platform you are having, you have to treat them as a product. Developers who have to focus like basically the main focus should be on the user experience, or I would say here the user is developer, so the DevX should be the focus area. Okay, and we are focusing or maybe prioritizing here the self service and the feedback loops. You can use a lot of metrics, you can check your the how the time to delivery will be going, and a lot more stuff. So there are a lot of things that actually involving, and if you want to get more into like how the evolution stages will be going, so I do have Seema here, so Seema will gone through for the next remaining talk. So yep, over to you, Seema.
Hi everyone, this is Seema Saharan. I'm currently working as an SRE at Autodesk. I'm a CNCF ambassador and also AWS community builder, public speaker at various conferences, and I do manage some of the user groups in India. Let's break down what's really going on when companies go from DevOps to platform engineering. And definitely, it's not an easy ride from moving to platform engineering, right? So first is DevOps tool chain silos. This is one of the chaotic things that we have, right? Every team is running their own set of tools, own set of scripts, their CI/CD pipelines, and infrastructure, however they want to manage it, right? And it's a mess when everyone is doing DevOps, but really it's just a bunch of disconnected efforts. And you might have seen and noticed that whenever you join a new project or a team and new organization, you will ask that how to run this pipeline, how to deploy the project, and that makes it very difficult for the developers to start um, developing stuff, right? That's one of the things. Next is shared services introduced. Eventually, leadership realizes, wait, why do we have five Jenkins pipelines when one can do the job? And that's when they try to centralize everything and decide that platform is really a better choice than maintaining hundreds of pipelines separately. Next is early platform team emerge. So at this point, someone's had enough and they just volunteer that let's actually own the developer experience because that's really important for us. And platform teams begin to form and they start creating the automation stuff to make the developer's life easier. Internal developer platform established. Now we are getting serious. The platform is no longer just a set of tools, it's an actual product with real features, documentation, support, all at a single place. That is really easy because we don't have to spend time asking, like, do you have the documentation for this? And someone reply that, let me take a look, because there are hundreds of documentation and you just have to bookmark it in your browser, right? So making it a platform makes it easier. Lastly, platform as product culture. This is the dream state where platform team acts as a product team. You listen to your users, that's your developers. You take their feedback and you ship the features that make your developers, your users happy. Remember that this is a journey. You don't have to build a platform on day one. You have to start really small and you have to think and evaluate and keep on receiving the feedback from your developers and make your platform a better version than the last. Some of the lesson learned and fact to know is you have to start small. Don't think that you will just onboard hundreds of projects in a day on the first day, right? It's not going to happen. It's not really feasible. So you just have to start small. You have to measure your developer experience. For example, Dora metrics. You have to focus on the culture rather than tools and making a foster collaboration between your DevOps and platform teams so that developers' life gets easier. So obviously, when you are moving from DevOps and adapting platform engineering, that's where you might face some challenges. And some of the pitfalls that you can avoid is over-engineering the platform early. So I know there are hundreds of features that are available for a platform, but you don't have to adapt all of them for all of the teams, right? And for all of the automation. So basically, you don't have to make hundreds of self services or automation for during the platform adaptation. Next is don't ignore the developer feedback because that they are your real users. They're gonna use your platform, right? So we have to really focus on the developers' feedback and making their life easy and reducing the deployment and the releases timing. Next, treating the platform as a project, not a product. So let's take a look at where platform engineering is headed and why it's such an exciting space to be in. Wider platform engineering adoption. So we are definitely seeing more organization day by day that are adapting platform engineering irrespective of their sizes. And that's really a good thing because they want to establish a single thing for all the teams so that they don't end up using hundreds of different tools, and it's also a cost factor as well for the company. So don't go into that direction from the beginning. And AI is making platforms much smarter. And everything is code like infrastructure, data, security policies, and even compliance rules are increasingly defined as code. Next, shift left security and compliance. Teams are really focusing on the carbon footprint and making their projects. At the end, to wrap things up, I want to highlight one of the important mindset shift for platform engineering. It's not about throwing away everything that you have built with DevOps. It's an evolution. It stands on shoulders of existing DevOps practices like automation, collaboration, continuous delivery, but it takes those foundations further. The real change is in how we approach the developer experience. Thank you, everyone, for joining in our talk, and you can connect with us on these links. Thank you so much.